Hey, Steph.
Hey, I'm Chelsea, and here are some of my thoughts on purpose.
Hi, I'm Mirirai.
Hello. So what is purpose?
Purpose. When I hear the word purpose, I immediately think about why am I here?
Okay, so I think we're all given gifts, and even if we don't find them or cultivate them, we are given interests, things that fill us and intrigue us and inject joy into our lives. I think our purpose is always at the core of us, sometimes getting swayed by individual responsibility or circumstances, but I'd also argue that perhaps our greatest responsibility in the time that we have is to find and nurture our purpose and help others to do so if we can.
Purpose to me is why you are put on this earth. What is that thing that you feel you were born to do? I think everybody has, has their gifts, and I think that your job is to figure out what those gifts are and how you can use them to service others.
I was gonna cheat and look up the word purpose and like riff off of that, but what actually came into mind when I thought of that cheat was the Avenue Q song, Purpose, and that one line, what will it be, when will it be, my purpose in life is a mystery. I could have sang it, but here we are.
I was thinking about the word purpose, and I really wanted to assess it for myself. I didn't want to sort of have any influence about it or any sort of discussion. And I had a discussion with myself, and I think now that I've lived now about 30 years, and I've been through a lot of trials and tribulations, and you continue to go through those. And as you get older, you're faced with the reality of death more. At least I know that I feel that way.
So my purpose in life is a mystery. I actually, something about that rings true. As much as I believe that I do have a purpose specifically for me, you can't really pinpoint it because I also believe that it changes like on the daily almost.
Purpose, I think, is less about finding that totally elusive thing of, oh my god, how can I change the world? But rather, what do I enjoy? How can I continue to do it? And how can I share that gift with others? I feel like that's applicable just as much to a mother as it is to a Major League Basketball player.
But if you want to get biblical, I don't want to quote it directly because my Bible, but it says that before you were in your mother's womb, I knew you. So, this idea that God had a plan for you or had a purpose for you on the earth before you were born. And so your job is to kind of figure out what that is.
As I thought about purpose, I thought, okay, what is it then? To me, it means finding the reason and the want to stay alive.
And I feel like I definitely have purpose. I am here to impact the world, to impact people around me. And so hopefully I'm impacting them in positive ways that are helpful also to them.
I think that purpose is something that is about inner knowingness, knowing yourself enough to know that you are meant to be here on earth to serve yourself and others in the most genuine, caring, loving way.
To me, as I get older, I'm faced with the doom of death, if you will. And so I think, well, why do I want to continue life? Why not just end it now? Well, there's the purpose.
I'm all about connectedness, meeting people, meeting of the minds and having conversations and talking about life and pretty existential existence for me. I believe that my purpose is to bring people together.
What exactly is your purpose that keeps you wanting to stay alive? And I think that's what purpose is. What keeps you here? What wakes you up in the morning? What is your motivation and your drive? And usually, sometimes it's more unconscious. I'm not thinking about why I want to wake up in the morning and why I don't just end it now, immediately. I don't necessarily think about that on a daily basis. But what I'm starting to do as I get older is I'm becoming more grateful for simplistic aspects of life. The fact that I have a pillow or running water. I start to think about that. I'm incredibly grateful to have an occupation that I can afford my life. And as it feels like right now, I have this grand opportunity to on the side do something that I actually love and that I feel that I'm naturally gifted to do, which is being a performer and actor.
And my purpose, I feel like my purpose is empowering and inspiring people through storytelling, whether that be through acting or writing, especially for the African American community, the LGBTQ community, because there's so much power in seeing yourself being represented.
In theater, those experiences are ephemeral, and just with those people, that audience, for one night only, unless they come back. But even still, like, that performance will never be the same again. The energy will shift and change from curtain up to curtain down, and I love that I can share that with people who I don't know, with strangers, that I think is important, to be open as an entertainer, as a person, and also open to strangers as they're watching you. I think that's fascinating. And then in terms of like the reach that TV and film has, I think it's important to tell stories, and it's amazing when your reach goes beyond your inner circle.
For me, I feel like theater has always been my purpose. It is the marriage of so many art forms that I love and feel drawn to. Dance, song, writing, design. And beyond that, it serves communities and challenges us collectively and makes us think together. A rare experience, I think, these days. Performing and acting, creating that way, feeds my heart in a totally different way than directing does, where I also feel a strong sense of purpose and drive, because I can see the whole picture, be both on the inside and the outside at once. For all the challenges that pursuing a life in theater presents, I feel grateful all the time to know not only what I want to do, but that I know in the center of my chest that I was meant to do.
And so I think there's a freedom in that when you're going through something, whether you're a part of those marginalized communities or not, when you see yourself on stage or on screen or in a film, there's something about that has the power to free you, because you know that you're not alone and that you're going to be okay. And so I feel like that is my purpose, to put those stories out there to, in a sense, free people in the way that art and music and plays and film has freed me, especially in those times when I felt like I was alone. It was life-changing to be able to see myself reflected back to me through art and know that I was going to be okay.
My personal purpose is to help others learn to enjoy life, to help others to see things differently. In my profession, I'm an early childhood educator, and so one of my purposes is to help others see children differently and to see them as humans in their own right, with their own brains that really do work, and that they don't need us for every single thing, that we have to listen to them and respect them, in a way that we do other adults that we admire. So I feel like our purpose is different depending on what your situation and where you are at the time. Your purpose at work could be totally different from your purpose in your family or your purpose with your friends.
And it's kind of something that pulls at you. And, going through life is to help you figure out, where that lane is for yourself.
What's my specific purpose in life? I can sort of assess various ways, based on my childhood, what I've accomplished thus far. I think the purpose is for me is to touch the lives of others. I think that's why I'm an actor. I think that's the sole purpose, to share myself with someone else emotionally. Some of the greatest joys in my life are really quite simple, which is to be with a group of people that I know and admire and care about, and there's sort of a synergy that happens, and it's just all we're doing is sharing each other's energy by conversing with each other. I love that.
I believe purpose starts from inside and expands to the rest of the world. And I think that's important.
So purpose is, why am I here? And hopefully why you're here is to make a positive impact on your community and the world.